One of the main problems that we have today, if you look in the United States of America, a major problem that they have is what's called identity theft. You know, you can have your identity, your credit cards, your social security number, your driver's license. Somebody can come and they can take that information and they can literally become you out there. And so they go into the marketplace and they give a credit card, it has your name on it. In fact, they had a person in the Congress who testified before they enacted a law of making it more severe to do this. This person testified, and they had actually, somebody had stolen their identity and spent over $50,000 on their credit cards that was being charged to them, and then was dealing drugs, got caught, and so this person actually got a police record, a criminal record, so that if the police would stop this person, they would be arrested. We now as a ummah are suffering from identity theft. There's people that have stolen the identity of our religion, claiming to be acting in the name of the religion and doing criminal activities by Sharia. More than that, they claim to be people following scholars. So there are people who have stolen the identity of the scholars, and they present themselves as scholars who are the inheritors of the prophets. But they don't have any credentials. It's all forged, it's fabricated. One of the things in this society to prevent identity theft, they'll sometimes call and see if they think something is suspicious, or if the person is out of a place where they're supposed to be. So they have mechanisms now, because there has been so much identity theft, they have mechanisms to actually prevent it. As an ummah and as a community, we have to think of ways of preventing the identity theft that's happening in our community. One of the major problems is that now you have somebody who has no training, scholastic training, and they give fatwas. They put fatwas up on YouTube. They put fatwas on the internet, and people go and they find these. Or they put a turban on, and they grow their beard, and they put a jubbah on, and suddenly they're ulama. And they might speak eloquent Arabic even, because plenty of people can speak good Arabic. And they'll quote the words. The Prophet ﷺ, when in the hadith of Hudayfa, when he asked, would there be shar after the khair? He said yes, and then he said, describe it for us, Ya Rasulullah. He said, tell me what it's like. He said, hum min jildatina, yatakallamuna bi alsinatina. They're from us. In other words, they're outward, the jilda, the skin is our skin. They look like us. And they speak with our tongues. They use our words. They'll quote hadith and Quran. But they're not from us. The Prophet ﷺ said, hum du'atun ala abwab an-nar. They're calling to gates of hell. Whoever answers them will enter into hell. This is a major problem in our community. Every time something happens, now because we're in a globalized, mechanized society where everything shows up now on the internet, so somebody does something across the world that's heinous in the name of Islam, and then it becomes global news. This is a major problem for us as a community, because people look at us and they think we're the criminals, because people have stolen our identity. They're speaking in our name, in our religion. The Prophet ﷺ, some Bedouin once came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he saw the Prophet kiss somebody, and he said, "Tuqabbilu al-awlad? You kiss children?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Wallahi, la nuqabbilu al-awlad. We don't kiss our children." He said, "Awa amriku fi dini man naza'a Allahu ar-rahmata min qalbihi." Do I have anything in my religion for somebody who Allah has taken mercy out of his heart? The Prophet ﷺ, do I have anything? If there's no mercy in your heart, this religion has nothing for you. You need to go find another religion if you've lost mercy. There's people now that can kill with impunity. They can open the chest and take the heart out and like some jihadi person bite into it. What's happened? I mean, these are questions that we have to ask. What has happened to our religion that has become so perverted and so twisted in the eyes of other people? This is something that should concern all of us, because one of the things about Muslims, they're not muhtakirun. Muslims are not monopolists. They don't want to hoard this religion. They want to share it with other people. Da'wah means invitation. How do you invite people? Ibn Taymiyyah wrote a book in which he criticized the Bible. In the first volume, it's the 6th volume in the way it's published today. In the first volume of that book, he said, we have a problem in Syria. He was living in Syria. He said, we have a problem, because a lot of people don't know this, but it took Syria 500 years before it reached 50% Muslim. Christians were a majority in Syria until the 5th Islamic century. And Subki mentions this. He said, we're fighting each other, and we haven't told this message to the Christians in our own community. There's still a large Christian population. In fact, they took some Christian monks or cardinals there in Syria as hostages. And they want money to release them. So, Ibn Taymiyyah says in this book, he says, the Christians come to us and they say, why did your Prophet do this? Or why did he do this? Or that? And he said, we have people amongst us who say, لَا نُعْطِيكَ الْجَوَابِ إِلَّا السَّيْفِ. The only answer we'll give you is the sword. Ibn Taymiyyah says, this is a musibah. He said, Islam spread by hujjah and burhan. It spread by proofs and by hiwar. He said, these people want to spread Islam bisayfi was sinan, with a sword and spears. And he said, when you say that to the Christian, you're confirming the very stereotype that he has. Ibn Taymiyyah in the 8th century is saying this. He said, when you say that to the Christian, you're confirming the very stereotype he has in his mind that Islam is a violent religion. So this is not a new problem. But the problem is that we're in a globalized civilization. So that now you can spread what used to be limited to areas, you can spread all over the world. And you can use this propaganda. So the Muslim, we have to think seriously about this problem in the United States. Because we have increasingly numbers of people that think that the Muslims represent some fifth column, a group of evil doers. They're afraid of you if they see you with your beard or with a kufi. I mean, this is a serious crisis. And now we had in Boston this problem. Where is Islam in this? Where? Somebody explain to me where in Islam our Prophet ﷺ blew up people, innocent people. Where is that? What we have now is people that are working from their anger, just vengeful people. And they're using Islam now as some type of justification for their vengeful nature. Undeniably, Muslims have many grievances. We have grievances. I have grievances. I live in this country. I was born here. I have grievances with what this country is doing. I have grievances with the drone strikes. I have grievances with what we did in Iraq. All those things are true. I have grievances. But my religion does not permit me to live in a country and undermine that country from inside. It doesn't permit me to do that. Ibn Abi Zayd al-Qayrawani mentioned in Nawadir wa Ziyadat, he said, if you're in the land of the... Somebody asked him, if you're in the land of the Christians and they're treacherous to you, does that break your oath with them, the ahad that you came in, the covenant that you came in with? He said, if it happens from their government, yes. But if it happens from their ignorant people, then no, you're still obliged to follow the laws of the land. If you come in to a land, you're musta'man. You can't come in with khiyana. Identity theft is a type of khiyana.